What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's the deal with y'all? Here's the deal with me. Y'all need to check out my older videos as well. Y'all, look, keep watching this one. I'm not going to tell you not to watch this one. That's just rude of me. You know what I mean? But check out my older videos as well. So this video is probably going to be one of my most favorite videos that, out of all of them I have done or will do. It's talking about our genius president, Joe Biden. Me and a great deal of people are firm believers that just because he owns two double barrel shotguns, that he is not for the Second Amendment. I think anybody who's really for the Second Amendment can truly see that. Now, I have right here, and I had to sit here, torture myself. I had to torture myself and watch on my television for an hour of the idiocy. The Oh my gosh, I lost brain cells watching this senile ghost talk, but I did it for y'all. I even took notes. I have exact quotes right here. So here's the deal. We're going to go 1 through 5, and then I even got a bonus. However, number 5 is the most important. That is the truth. So number 1, this one was not super recent, but fairly recent. 9mm blows the lung out of the body. That is the essential what he was trying to get to. Now, the exact quote he said, and I quote, "The 22 caliber bullet will lodge in a lung and we could probably get it out. Maybe," and then he mumbles a little bit because let's be honest, the man is so old when you can barely understand what he's saying, right? So, get it out, maybe save a life. The 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body, end quote. Exactly what he said. Exactly what he said. Granted, as I was paraphrasing with the mumbling, he may have mumbled something different, but he was mumbling. So that's all I'm going to put down for that specific part. Okay, first off, I'm going to sit here and go into how stupid that is. 9mm is the most common carry caliber. It is the most popular caliber in the world. The police use it. There are countless situations of people getting shot right here in this general area of where the lungs will be, right? And the lungs not being blown out of the body. That was just absolutely mental for him to say that. That's just the truth of the matter. It was retarded. I'm trying to be nice, but I don't care. He's retarded. That's the truth of the matter. Now, let's move on to number 2. He insists that you should buy a double barrel shotgun instead of an AR-15. And I quote, I said, "Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony and put that," and that's what he said, put, not point. I checked. "Put that double barrel shotgun and fire 2 blasts outside the house. I promise whoever is coming in, he's not going to," and then he stopped. Changed what he was saying to, "You don't need an AR-15. It's harder to aim, it's harder to use, and in fact, you don't need 30 rounds to protect yourself. Buy a shotgun." Look, I'm not going to say that shotguns are bad for home defense, but who in the flying fuck are you to tell me what to buy with my own money that I worked for? Here's the truth of the fucking matter. The AR-15 I would definitely prefer over a shotgun for home defense. Why? A higher capacity, lower recoil. They are very easy to use. They're very easy to aim. I don't see what the issue is here. I don't see what you're trying to lie about. If any of y'all have ever held an AR-15, just a standard, nothing special to it, they're around 6 pounds. They're not too heavy. What was her name? I think it was Sheila Lee Jackson talking about, "Oh, it's as heavy as 10 bucks that you may be moving." The fuck does that even mean? Honestly. All right. Number 3. He essentially is claiming that the 223 or 5.56 is 5 times faster than any other bullet. Or not bullet, but any other round. His exact words, and I quote, "The bullet out of an AR-15 travels 5 times as rapid as a bullet shot out of any other gun, end quote. No, the fuck it doesn't. No, it doesn't. If I'm not mistaken, 5.56 is traveling normally around like 3,000 feet per second. I can name rounds just off the top of my head that match that. I can name rounds that surpass that. Look, the 5.56 or even the 2.23, they are great rounds. Yeah, sure. They're not the most powerful rounds by any standard. They're not the fastest rounds by any standard. You can take a quick Google search, 5.56 standard velocity. You can see it. You can say, what travels faster than 5.56? You will find an entire list. I promise. I'm giving you guys the tools here to learn. If you guys truly believe what this idiotic, senile ghost of a puppet that is literally being put in front of you, that is mumbling, is saying to you. Number 4, semi-automatic weapons. And if you guys notice, it starts to get worse and worse down the list. Number 4, semi-automatic weapons being sold is sickening. Here's his quote. The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick, just sick. It has no social, and then he mumbles again, because once again, this man is so old, his cognitive abilities are barely even there. The ability for him to even speak is barely even there. He mumbles, value, 0, none, end quote. You know, actually, I'll say the quote one more time, because I did go into a little rant in the middle of the quote. The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased, and I have to do my little voice when I'm, look, when I'm quoting somebody else, I'm going to do a different voice. I'm not saying this myself. Unless it's somebody I actually respect, I'm not saying this, in my voice. The idea that we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is just sick. Is sick, just sick. It has no social, and then he mumbles, value, 0, none, end quote. Semi-automatic weapons. This is a semi-automatic weapon. That's what would happen. Now, granted, I wouldn't have to keep rocking the slide back, but y'all know how a firearm works. You know that when I pull that trigger, the pressure is going to eject the shell, load a new round, be ready to shoot again. That would literally take every fucking firearm away except for bolt actions. Let me see here. Single double barrel shotguns. I know he's a big fan of those double barrel shotguns. And that would also leave revolvers and derringers. How stupid is that? What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Why are we letting why are we letting someone whose flesh is literally rotting off his skin while he's giving this speech tell us what we should have or what is sick or sickening? Dude, the fact that you're sitting there hugging, kissing little girls is fucking sickening to me, bro. I've seen it. You know how many times it's made my stomach turn every time I see him. I'm sitting there, what are you doing? The hell was that? But let me move on to number 5. This is probably the most important one. And now remember, I do have a bonus. All right. However, the bonus isn't the biggest deal as far as being against the Second Amendment. However, it is a pretty big deal. It's pretty stupid, So, number 5. Biden claims the Second Amendment isn't or was never absolute. And I quote, the Second Amendment is not absolute. When it was passed, you couldn't own a cannon. And I do want to pause the quote real quick. He does stumble like that. I did that on purpose. If you guys want to check, right here, you guys can see the little dots there. It's, So let me restart the quote. The Second Amendment is not absolute. When it was passed, you couldn't own a cannon. You couldn't own certain types of weapons. There's always been limitations, end quote. No, the fuck? That's not true. Hell, it's easier to go buy a cannon. It's easier to buy a cannon than it is to buy one of one of these. It's easier to buy a cannon than all of those. Like it's 100%. You can definitely own a cannon. I don't know where the fuck he's gotten this idea. Now, is it optimal for like a for a defense? Probably not. You know, I can just imagine someone kicks in the door. You know, like one of our viewers or something's just ready in their home. Tally ho, motherfuckers! Grape shot. But the Second Amendment is absolute. There is no doubt about that. I don't even know where the fuck he's gotten this idea that it's not. It specifically says in there the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's it's absolutely stupid. None of that says to me that there was limitations. Not at all. You want to know what also tells me that there wasn't limitations? The fact that the NFA, the main law for limitations on firearms, one of the main laws was passed in the 30s, in the 1930s. So you're about to tell me that the Second Amendment was passed 100 years ago, maybe 90 years ago? Is that what you're telling me? Look, let's give him a break, guys. He doesn't have too great of a he doesn't have too great of a concept of time. This is the man who claims that he met and sat down with the man who invented insulin. Keep in mind, insulin is a chemical, by the way. You don't invent it, it's discovered. But we're going to ignore that. The man who discovered insulin died 3 years prior to Biden being born. That's why, see what I mean? His concept at the time probably isn't the best. So his slow ass probably does think, that the Second Amendment was made about 90 years ago, which conveniently is what, around when he was born too? Around there? No, I think I'm off by I think I'm giving him like 20 years. I think I'm giving him 20 years there. But all right, so let's get that out the way. Yes, the Second Amendment is absolute. Restrictions weren't put on there until the 1930s. So I don't know where you're getting this idea that there's always been limitations. No, there hasn't. That's completely mistaken. You can own a cannon as well. Getting a cannon is much easier than getting a normal firearm. Now, granted, like if you have, and I'm talking like as far as paperwork and shit goes, it is easier than going and purchasing a firearm from your gun store. Now, if you have a truck or something that can take it, that's a different story. But back to what I was saying, we're going to move on to the bonus. And this one, I feel like everyone's been waiting for me to say. I really feel like some of y'all probably clicked off the video thinking I wouldn't bring this one up. Essentially, what he's saying is you don't need high capacity magazines. He means standard capacity magazines, but he likes to call them high. And I quote, "No one needs to have a weapon that can fire over 30, 40, 50, even up to 100 rounds unless you think the deer are wearing Kevlar vests or something." End quote. First off, let's get this out the way. Kevlar is not rated for rifle rounds. 5.56 or even 2.23, too fast. So it's that was just stupid right there. One, not a lot of people hunt deers with AR-15s. That's just completely stupid. As a matter of fact, some states have even banned it. Banned hunting with AR-15s overall because of how underpowered a round is. The round is. I can English today, guys. Some states have even banned hunting with an AR-15 because of how unpowered the round is. See what I mean? Both the rounds, 2.23 and 5.56. They're worried that it might cause the animal some extra suffering. You see what I mean? The matter of fact is that, and then he argues again on another point. He brings this up more than once. Oh, you must be a bad shot. That deer should live. Dude, you are fucking stupid. And last but not least, the Second Amendment is not about hunting. It's not. I don't know where y'all keep getting this idea that it's about hunting. Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the thing. This is the most fudge shit I've heard from him. All right. On top of, oh, well, you should just get a double barrel shotgun. Look, y'all can hear me rant for a fucking minute. All right. Biden is a fucking FUD. All right. He is a retarded FUD, but he is a FUD. That is the truth of the matter. All right. So, as I was getting to, the Second Amendment is not about hunting. The Second Amendment is about self-defense, whether that be from an intruder, a robber, a killer, a tyrannical government, whatever it may be. It is about defending your life over the life of what's trying to take yours. That's self-preservation. It is a natural right. It is something we had prior to the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment enshrines it to keep the government and assholes in it, like Biden, away from fucking with it. But let me take a deep breath here, because I feel like y'all think I'm getting mad at y'all, and I'm not. I'm just ranting about it, but I'm dead ass serious. Fuck Biden. Anti-Second Amendment fucking FUD. Fuck him. Honestly. But something that I haven't said yet in this video, I'm sure y'all been waiting for this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And because you hit all, you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not a FUD. I'm not a dumbass like Biden. Go and check out the podcast channel. Go and check out Adam's channel, Centerfire Podcast, Gun Nut TV. On the podcast channel, me and Adam we kick it. We've got hours and hours and hours of content. Each episode is around an hour. Check it out. Come on now. Go and check out Adam's channel. My boy got some crazy good content. Y'all know what the deal is. Check out all my other videos as well. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous, and have a good one. Peace.